Yo YouTube, I finally got my hands on the Flydigi Vader 5 Pro, and I wanted to do a review on it. I've seen other reviews and they're good, but none of them really show gameplay, especially FPS shooters, so I decided to do it myself. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the specs and features, show off the new Flydigi software, and then wrap it up with some gameplay and final thoughts. Also, I'm not sponsored. Wish I was though. So these are my honest thoughts. Alright, so the Flydigi Vader 5 Pro, in short, is the best affordable pro controller you can ask for. Well, in my opinion at least. It pretty much has all the same features as the Vader 4, like the 1000 Hz polling rate, tension rings around the joysticks, the trigger switch that lets you turn on hair triggers with that mouse click feel, clicky buttons, and last but definitely not least, Hall effect joysticks. But there are a few things that make the Vader 5 different and stand out more than the Vader 4, starting with the size. I don't know the exact measurements, but in my hands it feels a lot slimmer and smaller than the Vader 4, which I actually like. I play claw and I've got big hands, so it makes reaching all the buttons way more comfortable. Another difference is the extra buttons on the top. Coming from someone who's played on PlayStation controllers for years, the Xbox layout still feels kinda weird when playing claw because of the D-pad placement, but those extra top buttons help a lot. Big W, in my opinion. Next is the paddle placement. There is an issue with it right now that I'll talk about in a bit, but just focusing on placement, it's okay. I'm used to the Vader 4, so when playing I found myself misclicking the paddles sometimes, but it's not terrible. I'll just need to get used to it. Now about Hall effect sticks. A lot of people don't like Hall effect because TMR sticks supposedly have a better lifespan, but I've had the Vader 4 for years, and it's still going strong. No drift at all. People also say TMR sticks have better precision, but I own a TMR controller, and in my opinion, Hall effect sticks can be just as accurate, especially Flydigi's. They use their own custom Hall effect sticks, and with the Vader 5, they say it's an enhanced version. Not exactly sure what changed, but that's what it says on the website. So real quick, back to the paddles. There's been reports of the bottom paddles snapping, and it's probably because they sit a little too far from the controller. When you're in-game, you might squeeze them too hard and yeah, there goes your paddle. After doing some digging though, I found a fix. Shout out to the Reddit boys. One user said to buy cabinet bumpers. I'll link the ones I got if I remember. The size I picked up was 3M, but they're kinda big, so they're harder to press at first. I just sanded them down a bit until it felt right for me. Something that's really cool is these use Xbox-sized joysticks. But if you've got extra Vader 4 sticks, which are PlayStation size like mine, you can swap them right in. So if you already owned a Vader 4, there's no need to buy new joysticks or control freaks. Let's talk about the Flydigi software called Space Station. First thing you'll notice is the new design. If you've used the old Space Station before, you can instantly tell this is a huge improvement. Don't get me wrong. Both versions are fine, but this one just looks way nicer. Moving on, you can do pretty much everything you'd expect from most third-party controller software. Change the LED if your controller has one, customize vibration, map any buttons. And by the way, the Vader 5 comes with 8 extra mappable buttons, which is honestly pretty insane if you ask me. You can also customize the joysticks and dead zones. I'll talk more about that in a second. You can enable gyro for those cracked players who want controller with mouse-like aim, and you can mess around with the triggers too. Going back to the joysticks, besides customizing your dead zones, you can also change what they call the circularity algorithm. It's actually a pretty neat feature. Basically, it lets you switch between rectangle and circle. I looked into the difference before, and from what I understand, circle keeps your aiming speed consistent all the way around because, it's a circle. Rectangle, on the other hand, kind of boosts or accelerates your aim when you hit the corners, which can feel inconsistent and cause you to over-aim and miss shots. I could be slightly wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I heard in a video a while back. As you can see though, the average error with circle is basically 0.00%. Sometimes you'll see 0.01%. With rectangle, the average error is around 12%, which is actually normal. And fun fact, rectangle is what most, if not all, first-party controllers use. Another really cool feature is that you can change the bitrate on the controller. I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea what that meant at first, so of course, I went to ChatGPT. Long story short, higher bit equals better. The way I understand it, it's kinda like FPS. Playing at 30 frames feels choppy, but switching to 120 gives you that nice, buttery smooth feel. That being said, mess around with it and find what feels best for you. I played on 8-bit for the longest time, but I recently switched to 12-bit. Alright, I think that covers the important stuff, so let's get into the gameplay. Unfortunately, I don't have a hand cam, so I'll throw up a gamepad viewer instead. I was gonna show Arc Raiders, but I'm still new and I doubt you wanna watch me get gooped the whole time. And COD is kinda dog water right now, so I just played whatever I already had installed.
High ground just got even harder to hold as everyone gains a second lead. Come on, get me back. Over there, let's go. Gotta reload.
So there you have it. As for what I think, it feels really nice in the hands. I personally like the slimmer design. The paddle situation kinda sucks, but honestly it didn't bother me that much since the fix is easy to do and the cabinet bumpers are like $5 on Amazon. As for the other buttons, it's gonna take a little getting used to. I kept misclicking because I'm used to the top buttons being more on the back of the controller instead of the sides. And the joysticks? You saw it, I had no problem aiming. Everything felt smooth and responsive. So do I think you should get the Vader 5? If you already own a Vader 4 and really like that controller, I think this is a solid upgrade. And if you've never owned a Flydigi controller before and you're mostly into FPS games, I'd definitely say give this a try. I know I didn't say much negative about it, but the only real downside I can think of is the back paddle issue. If that's a deal breaker for you, my advice is to either do the same fix I did or wait until Flydigi addresses it and fixes it in newer models. Well, that's pretty much it. There are probably more in-depth videos out there covering the Vader 5, but the goal of this video was to show some FPS gameplay using the controller. If you liked it and want to see more, or just want to do me a solid, go ahead and hit that like and sub button. See ya.